So this week, The Chosen is no longer a one-show studio. 5 and 2 Studios finally lives up to their name as a studio and puts out their next big project, which is The Chosen Adventures. This is the first in a line of products that we've been waiting for since ChosenCon 2024, and that is The Chosen Adventures, The Chosen in the Wild with Bear Grylls, and then the Joseph series, which is a one-season limited series, which we're hoping will come out, I don't know, next year. Probably not next year, probably 2027 is when we should expect to see that. So anyway, looking like some really interesting stuff. We're not going to do a deep dive on this right now. This is more of a news announcement talking about where you can watch it, how you can watch it, and what they've been working on behind the scenes. Here is the intro to Chosen Adventures. Here we go. Oop, that's House of David. Let's try this one. All right, so The Chosen Adventures, obviously a kids show. I've talked about from the beginning that this is not really my forte, but if you guys want to cover this, here's what I'll say at the beginning of this video before I talk about any of the context and stuff. If you guys want me to cover this, I won't. But my wife will. And if you guys are interested in watching The Chosen Adventures sort of like breakdowns from my wife, she's already found some really sleuthy kind of things within the show that only, you know, a super sleuth can catch. And so if you want my wife to jump in and to make breakdowns for this video that you're watching right now needs to have a minimum of, let's say, 555 likes, okay? If this video gets 555 likes, I will have my wife go into all of the episodes and do breakdowns for The Chosen Adventures, probably in chunks, okay? So she'll probably do like a few episodes at a time, and then she'll kind of break them down and share with you the historical cultural things, as well as just the fun little kid things that are in that, okay? So if you want this, the video that you're watching right now on YouTube needs to have 555 likes, and then we'll do that. If you're watching on the live stream, I'm not talking about the live stream likes. I'm talking about the YouTube video likes when this comes out, okay? So Vanessa has been watching the show. She's almost finished with the entire thing. I know that a lot of people went in right on Friday when it came out and binge watched the whole thing. And so I know a lot of people loved it for sure. It's just not my cup of tea, so I'm not really going to dive into it myself. I want to be as, you know, transparent as I can with that. So Vanessa loves shows like this. She loves Bluey, all that kind of stuff. So let me give you a little bit of background of where this comes from. Clearly, it's based on The Chosen. So this is not a new IP necessarily. It is a new IP, but it's based on the original IP of The Chosen itself. So you're seeing things, for example, like the teal fish in the logo there, as well as based on The Chosen by Dallas Jenkins. So it doesn't follow The Chosen 100%. There are some things that are different, some characters that even look different than they do in the show. But for the majority of the main actors that are part of this, for example, all the apostles or Quintus or Pilate even is in the show. All of them have their own sort of characters that look very much like them. So this girl here, Abby, which of course we know from The Chosen, looks very similar and sounds very similar to the same actress from the show, although it is not the same actors who are replaying these characters here. We also have some animal characters, pigeon and sheep, who, you know, are very kind of funny kind of moments there. They have different lessons that they want to teach through that and different things like that. And so it's a pretty interesting premise basically, but the main character of the show is definitely Abby. She is the person who you're seeing the whole perspective through, and she kind of follows through. So every episode has its own little lesson that they're kind of teaching throughout, and it's pretty interesting. So who is running the show? Who's behind this show? Who's been working on the show? Well, they've been wanting to do this show for several years. They've actually been working on it for, I think, like 3 years or more. They've been kind of keeping it under wraps and keeping it hush-hush. But the person that is running the show, the showrunner himself, is Ryan Swanson, who you might recognize from The Chosen as being one of the main writers of the show, which is really interesting. But as you can see, if I can continue playing this here, Each episode has different people that are writing it and helping to make it become a reality. So this was developed for TV by Ryan Swanson, who's the showrunner there. And then we'll see in this next slide the name of the show. So Jesus Loves Little Children and Their Parents Too. This is the first title of the first episode. But then this is written by not only Ryan Swanson, but by all these other people. And one thing that's really cool is if I go to another episode here, I think episode 3 is the one here. Let me skip forward. For some reason, Amazon's giving me an ad. One moment. You'll see that it's not only like professional writers that have been given a chance to write on the show, but look right here. We've got Developed for TV by Ryan Swanson. And then on this one, we have Why God, written by Keith Alcorn. But then the story was actually given by Keith Alcorn and Jelaine Abanya. And so you're seeing people from the Chosen crew that are obviously giving their unique stories to be coming in on this one. So this storyline must have been her idea. And then Keith Alcorn is the one that helped to design it as a written story, right? And so this is a really cool add-on by Jelaine where she is being able to add on to this show here. So there's a lot of people behind the scenes that are working on this. Of course, our main cast from The Chosen, including Jonathan Rumi, all of the apostles, a bunch of people on the side to that as well. Even Rhema is in this show along with Thomas and some different things there. So there's a lot of people that are getting work from this show as voice actors, which might be a brand new thing for a lot of them, which is very, very cool. A very old thing for a lot of them too. I know, for example, Yusuf, the guy who plays Yusuf, is a long-time voice actor, and so he's been in a lot of different things, and especially a lot of anime. He's done that in the past, and so I'm sure that he was very much at home doing voice acting for this as well. But yeah, a lot of stuff here, a lot of really cool things. I think there's 14 episodes total, which basically doubles a Chosen season almost, right? And then you have, but the episodes themselves are only about 11 to 14 minutes, somewhere in that range, and so they're really short episodes for kids to kind of binge and watch over and over again, right? So I'm sure a lot of you parents are going to be very tired of these episodes as you rewatch them several million times, but they should be great stories to kind of rewatch and great lessons to rewatch for your kids as well. So definitely check it out. Chosen's Adventures, how can you watch it? It is on Amazon Prime. So just like The Chosen proper now, it'll be on Amazon Prime. We don't know if it'll ever be free. I don't know if that's ever part of the plan for The Chosen Adventure. So if you want to watch it, you can go to Amazon Prime. I will leave an affiliate link to Amazon Prime down in my description down below. If you do want to check it out for free, you can get a 30-day free trial with my link down in the description down below. That also helps out the channel if you do that. So I'll put that down in the description so you guys can have that. And if I don't put it there, someone remind me in the comments, please. But yeah, interesting show. If you guys want my wife to deep dive into this and go, full bore into the breakdowns of The Chosen Adventures, then definitely like the video. If we get 555 likes, we will go ahead and do that. Appreciate you guys a ton. We'll see you guys on the next one.